I feel like this is a song you probably really like a lot, Troy, because it's like very positive sounding, but the lyrics are just like pretty dark.
It's got the Bjorn effect going on.
It's got the Bjorn effect. Yeah.
Incredible lyrics too. You talked about before. I forget which song it was too, but a lot of there's some kind of ambiguity to a lot of what he's saying, which I do love. I enjoy that. I appreciate that for a lyricist. I love that kind of thing.
Music and Words Unite is only possible because of viewers and supporters like you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Mark cry. Hello and welcome to another episode of Music and Words Unite. I am your co-host Troy, and with me I have my friend and co-host Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Great to be here.
All right, and today we have a very special guest. We actually don't have too many guests, so I'm excited about this. He's, I guess at this point, Jeff, kind of a long-time watcher of the channel, right? Since last year.
Yeah, definitely.
And big ABBA fan, right? Is that fair to say?
You got it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I would imagine that we might have some ABBA fans watching this. So, favorite ABBA album, Jeff? If you want to just throw that out there.
Ooh, I have to say The Visitors.
Oh, okay. That's a good choice. Good choice. Ours remains to be seen. We're going to do an episode on that soon, Jeff. So we can't spoil the beans there. But anyway, thanks, Jeff. So Jeff is a longtime ABBA fan, hardcore ABBA fan, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have an ABBA fan who's obviously likes other kind of music come on and do a reverse episode, because a lot of the episodes that we do are us discovering things for the first time, including ABBA. And this one is Jeff discovering something. And it's something that it's one of my favorite albums from one of my favorite bands. And I know it's Mark, an album you really love too. We've talked about that in the past. So it's an album that Mark and I both think are S tier. I mean, if you've watched this channel, you might know what that means. It's pretty much like the top tier of the genre of music. So Jeff, I'll just kick it off with you. Have you ever listened to this album before?
I was trying to, every time I listen to it, I'm trying to remember, because my sister actually owned the tape to this album, like when I was a kid. I was maybe 11 when this album came out, 93. Yeah. So, and it's like, I feel like it's almost part of my subconscious somewhere. Because I'm like, I remember certain songs. I mean, obviously the hit songs I remember.
Sure.
Disarm, Today. But yeah, and so it was kind of like, I felt like it was part of my subconscious sort of. I'm like, I kind of remember this, but I haven't heard it in so long, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What we do is we don't just do pure reaction videos. When we do this type, we do track by track album reviews. Usually someone's listening to it for the first time. This time it's Jeff. Jeff, I think, has listened to this album a few times, maybe taken some notes. Is that right, Jeff?
You got it.
All right. And he's going to share his notes, his thoughts, and we're going to play clips and kind of react to it. And you're going to get our thoughts. And you're going to get someone who's brand new to it and two people who are very used to this music, give our perspective on it and see where it goes, like a podcast style. All right. So without further ado, let's play a clip from Cherub Rock. I basically just have to play the beginning, at least beginning part. So here we go. Jeff. Well, you know how this show goes. If it's you're new, you always go first, buddy. So, okay. Jeff, what did you think of the first song when you first played this? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, actually, it was almost an instant favorite right away. Actually,
okay.
It was one of those songs that I kind of think I vaguely remember, but at a time when I was listening to it, it was not like the kind of music I listened to. So,
sure,
but yeah, it's just an incredible opener to the album right away. One of the things that impressed me too is just the musicianship right off the bat. Jimmy's drum parts are incredible. Love the guitar riff right at the beginning. And I read that it was Billy was kind of quoting Rush from Fly By Night song by Tor.
By Tor and the Snow Dog. Yep.
Yeah.
The little that little part. Yeah. Yep.
And so then I was also wondering, like, am I kind of remembering that too? Maybe a little bit, but
sure, right,
could be,
right.
Right, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that song. It's underrated album, honestly.
Yeah,
it is definitely. But yeah, so I mean, the musicianship right away caught my ear. It's an incredible track. I mean, the lyrical theme to it too is interesting. The kind of the whole bucking the system, the pressure to kind of recreate what they did before, and I think he was kind of like, I'm not going to fall into that trap of just doing what you expect of me. It's like, and so there's that artistic integrity to it too. It's kind of like as he put it, an FU to the music industry.
Right.
So yeah,
okay.
No, it was
all right.
Definitely a favorite right away.
Cool. Mark, what are your thoughts about this one?
This is one of my favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs. It's like a top 5 for me. Hint, hint. There's a couple songs on here that are like my top 5. So I agree with Jeff. Like, just instant banger album opener. Like, just from that like intro alone, and just like James Iha's like the riff that plays throughout the song is just, it's too good, man. Like the verses, the chorus, just I just can't say enough about it, really. I did not know that about the By Tor and the Snow Dog. I hear it now, obviously, but I never would have even really would have thought to put those two together. But it makes a lot of sense. Honestly, I feel like this should have been bigger than like Today and Disarm as far as like hits.
I agree.
I just think it's more of like a straight rocker, like I guess like Today and Disarm and even like Mayonnaise to an extent are just more like, like kind of like more like heartfelt songs, you could say, for lack of a better word. But yeah, Cherub Rock, man, it's always a top 5 for me, for sure.
Okay. Awesome. For me, guys, I remember listening to this. The first time I ever heard this was on a cassette as well, Jeff, actually. I must have been 12 or something like that. And it was somebody's car I was in, and they were playing this. And I'll never forget how this song sounds on cassette in that guy's car. Like, just the way it sounded. Like, I was like, it blew my 12-year-old mind. I was like, what am I listening to? Like, I couldn't believe it, And to this day, I can't honestly say. Like, when I hear this, I go, nothing sounds like this. Like, this sounds like, it's like a one of one. I mean, obviously it's rock music, but the way it's produced is so unique that even amongst the Smashing Pumpkins catalog, nothing sounds like this. You know what I mean? It's it has its own sound that it's like lightning in a bottle. And they never actually tried to recreate this on purpose. I think they were just like, we made this, let's make something new, like we don't have to, we've already made Siamese Dream. But to me, that's so cool to have an album and a sound in rock music where there's hundreds of thousands or millions of rock bands, right? Where I can't think of another record that actually sounds like this when you first put this song on, So shout out to Smashing Pumpkins plus Butch Vig for their work on this to make it sound like it does. There's some cool things about, the song obviously is great. The song, one of the things that I love about the Smashing Pumpkins is the rhythm section. In fact, it's not just, obviously Jimmy Chamberlin comes from more of a jazz and like a swing and a groove background, not so much like a straight ahead rock drummer. And I think that really makes the Pumpkins sound unique compared to some other rock bands. Like the way that he plays the rhythm is not straight ahead like a lot of rock drummers, and he has such feel. And then when you combine, there's a little bit of, they don't play to a click track at all. So there's a lot of like push and pull. In fact, we talked about this on a very old episode, Mark, of Black Sabbath's debut album. We did that episode, and I talked about how I can hear the push and pull of the tempo in certain times, and you hear that a lot in this song in particular. And because it's not on any particular on the grid, if you know what I mean, like basically it's not quantized to a grid, it's not played to a click track. It sounds alive. It sounds like it's moving and kind of breathing the rhythm. And then on top of that, you have these the guitar technique that's being used is called an octave. And they're actually kind of bending the octaves slightly. Like kind of when they're doing this sliding the octaves up and down the fretboard, they're actually bending it a little bit to make it sound out of tune. And that gives it a chorusing effect. So it's not necessarily that they're using a chorus pedal. It could be. I don't think they are. It's actually a technique, which is a modified technique from an album called "Loveless" by My Bloody Valentine, which the gentleman who made that sound, his name was Kevin Shields, I think. We did an episode on that album, by the way, long time ago. And he used a whammy bar to get that effect, actually. But when Billy, so the guy who engineered that album, Alan Moulder, I think, basically Billy worked with him on this record, and Alan taught, and Billy became good friends with Kevin apparently, and he kind of taught Billy all the techniques for that, and then he kind of made it his own. He's like, okay, I'm not going to do what you guys do, but I'm going to take the concept of it and make it my own, and that's what this sound became, and a lot of the Smashing Pumpkins sound, and it's a lot of like getting a chorus effect from things that aren't exactly in tune, if I want to put it that way. Right? And does that make sense, Jeff? Because I know you're into music. So.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm not quite in sync.
Troy, you know what else Alan Moulder produced?
Sorry, go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
You know what else Alan Moulder produced?
A lot of stuff, but what?
Going Blank Again by Ride.
Oh, yeah. Oh. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things.
Yeah. What were you saying, Jeff? What were you saying?
No, I was saying just kind of like ever so slightly out of sync, where you get that, like you're talking about that flange effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so this song is absolutely incredible. It has when you say, what does the Smashing Pumpkins sound like? You could just play this song because it has everything. It has every part of it, Now, some people would play other songs. They might play Butterfly Wings or something like that. But to me, I mean, yes, that does sound like Smashing Pumpkins. But to me, this is if you take all of their albums as a whole, right? And say, give me one quintessential song, this song might be it as far as like the way the band sounds, And I want to play one last clip, and it's just a guitar solo. And one of the things that makes this band unique, aside from pretty much everything about it, because I don't think a lot of bands, when they're influenced by people, kind of try to sound like those people. And I don't think that that's actually what Smashing Pumpkins is doing. They're obviously influenced by a lot of things, but they're just trying to sound like themselves. That's what I get out of it, like when I hear it. And one aspect of that is Billy used to be this kind of, according to him, like an 80s style shredder or like a wannabe. He wanted to be like an Yngwie Malmsteen when he was younger, So he has this idea that when you play a guitar solo, it's supposed to be really good. And I think a lot of his contemporaries at the time were like almost mocking the guitar solo. Like, so for example, like think about the Smells Like Teen Spirit guitar solo. I mean, it's a good solo. It's just the vocal melody. That's all it is, And so I think this is, I'm going to play a quick clip of this guitar solo to give you an example, because I don't think other people, the contemporaries were at the time, were taking like old school style rock solos and bringing it into this modern age at the time of 1993 and making your own sound. So I'm going to play this clip here. Such an amazing sense of melody too that Billy Corgan has in his guitar playing and vocal melody. So anyway, that's my review of it. Amazing song. All right. Next up
and that
is
solo too. Correct me if
go ahead.
I'm wrong.
Go
too.
ahead.
They used a preamp from a pedal steel guitar, I guess. actually. For
I think you're right about that, Jeff. Yeah, I think you're right about that. It's
pretty crazy. Yeah, it was very inventive too. Like just like some of the equipment and things they were using. It's just
There was a guy in Georgia, and his name escapes me because I don't know everything about the stuff, but this was recorded in a studio in Georgia apparently. And one of the reasons for that I read, now I don't know how true this is, but apparently Jimmy Chamberlain at this time was going through some, drug battles and things like that. And they thought that if they went to Atlanta, they would get away from some of the drug connects that they had in some of the other areas like Chicago and LA and stuff. And apparently he left for days at a time and didn't show up to the recording sessions in Atlanta. Like he was going on these binges and stuff like that. So someone that has struggled with, drug addiction, and that later on, if we ever do more albums like Melancholy, later on, that took its toll, and he left the band for quite a while because of that. But shout out to him though. According to him, and I think it seems to be true, he's been sober for like 26 years or something like that. So congratulations to Jimmy. So anyway, the next track is, and good nugget there, Jeff. The next track is Quiets. Jeff. So that was a clip from Quiet. So what'd you think about this one?
This was actually another one of my favorites too.
Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised by that, Jeff, but tell us why.
It's probably one of the most fun tracks on the album, I think. For me, I really like the heavy sound of the guitars when they come in.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's the groove of it is just a lot of fun, I think. It's a fun groove. I mean, I know it's an angry song, but it's but that's one of the appealing things about it, I think, too. I like the lyric, or the shouting quiet, and it's probably one of the loudest tracks on the album.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah.
But yeah, it's lyrically, I get it's about him kind of confronting, being like a child chastising his parents, basically. But so it's in a way, it's a sad song. I get it's an angry song, but it's a sad song too. The theme of it is coming from, sort of a kid that's gone through some probably horrendous things.
Yeah, so for sure.
Yeah, but it's, some of I do love, a lot of his lyrics too are very poetic too. One of my favorites is at the end of the song, Behind Me, the Grace of Falling Snow, which is a beautiful lyric.
I love that part of the song. In fact, Jeff, I'm going to play that clip. That part is awesome, dude. Let me play that. There we go. Sorry, continue, Jeff. I just had to hear it.
Yeah. But no, great song from start to finish. Like I said, it's probably one of the most fun songs on the album. So I actually really liked it right away. I will say one of the things that I had to get used to a little bit is Billy's vocals. It's definitely a unique sound. And it's one of the things that I know you've talked about a lot, Troy, too. It's like listening to something when you're not familiar with it. The more times you listen to it, it's like some things that you may not be your favorite aspects of an album or your favorite aspects of a song become some of your favorite parts of what you're listening to. It's really weird. And I think it does come from listening to stuff more than once. And so I'm one of the things I love about what you guys do too is taking the time to really get to know something, and you really appreciate it in a whole different way. So
yeah, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate this.
Yeah,
you put the work in, you know.
I can tell you, Jeff. I'll hand over to Mark in a second. But speaking of Billy Corgan's vocals, I mean, I can see that. In fact, other albums after this, it's a little bit more raw. His vocals. So it's even more so than this one. This one, there's a lot of doubling and chorusing going on and softer sounding. So I think this is a nice intro to the later Smashing Pumpkins stuff, actually. Because once you get used to this, then you can kind of listen to anything. But I understand it's an acquired taste for sure. Yeah. Mark, what do you think about this song?
This one was a grower.
Okay.
Because this isn't really a song that I kind of really like remembered like that much when I used to listen to this album. I was always kind of just like, oh yeah, that's a song that's in between Cherub Rock and Today. And so like, on subsequent listens, because before we started this channel, the last time I listened to this album was, it's been a long time. And that's not because I don't like it. Obviously, I love this album. It's one of my favorite 90s albums. It's just, I don't know. There's just so much music. It's just literally endless. Like it's like kind of overwhelming sometimes, like just how much stuff there is to listen to. Like I'll see stuff and I'll be like, oh, I want to listen to that, and it'll just get lost, and I'll listen to it 4 years later or something. So, but yeah, I think on subsequent listening to this like more recently, yeah, this song has really grown on me. Like you said, like the instrumentation is great. It's really loud and in your face, and probably the heaviest song on the album, I would say. And I love the part where he's like, "Quiet, I'm sleeping." I love that part, man. That's awesome. Yeah, like the lyrics are great, and it's just like Billy's so angry, and he's just like, "Yeah, hey, I hate you," like kind of like that.
Right.
But
yeah.
No, yeah, it's definitely grown on me though, and I do really I like this song a lot more now. So I don't know. I don't think it's in my top 5 in the album, but it's certainly moved up a lot, because this used to be like a bottom 3 for me. So.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. For me, Mark, and Jeff, this is spoiler. It's one of my favorite albums of the '90s. I like every song on here. I wouldn't say I like them all equally. That would be the lie. But this is a great song. It's.
I like every song too. Yeah. I don't dislike any song on here. I think every song's great.
Yeah, same here.
And Jeff, I love that you pointed out those the lyrics at the end, behind the grace of falling snow, cover up everything come save me from the awful sound of nothing. Oof. That is, I relate to that lyric a lot. Is anybody, I don't know, maybe I'm neurotic or have too much anxiety, but I have a hard time listening to nothing. Like my brain has to be active all the time. And even so to the point where when I go to sleep, I have to be listening to something. So like, the idea of sitting in silence it gives me anxiety. So when he says like the awful sound, come save me from the awful sound of nothing, I really relate to that actually. I don't know if that's what he's talking about, but that's what it reads to me. I think, and maybe that's just a personal thing for me, but I do have too much anxiety. Like I have just an overactive brain, and it just goes freaking haywire if I just sit and not listen, if I'm by myself. So the cool thing is, it's a great tune, man. Another great guitar solo in this one. And you're right. The riff is heavy. It's got the groove. It's got the swing to it. And it's got the anger, Last thing I'll say about this song, and we'll move on, is that this early and mid 90s Smashing Pumpkins stuff, as a teenager, really resonated because a lot of the vibes are about being mad at your parents, or like, and only because like he was going through that at the time, he had a really, messed up childhood that's been pretty documented. And so a lot of these songs seem a bit therapeutic for him to get that out, So while my childhood was nothing like his, I did not have that kind of abusive parents like he had, obviously. But, when you're a teenager, you tap into those elements of a song, and that's kind of what is appealing about a lot of rock music to people, is especially early on, is like the teenage rebellious aspect of it or whatever, you know. So there's a little bit of elements of that, and there's a lot of stuff about breakups and love and heartbreak. And when you're a teenager, that's like your whole life. You know, there's like unrequited love. There's somebody broke your heart. Somebody, you know, there's a lot of that stuff going on in this album, and Melancholy and Infinite Sadness too. And I just think that he was able to tap into his own personal storytelling, but also connect with a lot of teenage angst at the same time, you know, which probably made it highly successful on top of the strong songwriting and production. So, yeah, that's why I was thinking about that. I'm like, why did I resonate with the lyrics so much when I was a teenager, you know? And I was like, I think that's why, you know, because it tapped into a lot of that same stuff. So, yeah, the next song is Today. Most people have probably heard this, but if you haven't, here you go. Here's the beginning of it. Jeff, well, thoughts about Today?
Yeah, Today is, as I mentioned before, is a song I remember. It didn't stick out to me as a song I really liked before. So when I first heard it, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, it's that song. And then I was like, okay. But then the more I listened to it,
right.
This one actually it grew on me a lot. And I don't know if it's one of my most favorite songs on the album, but I do like it a lot. That hook, the guitar hook that he came up with for that intro, I mean, it's very catchy. It's one of those things that's like it just replays in your head, you know, randomly you'll start.
Right, yeah.
But it's really, I mean, it's a great song. It's obviously a really sad song too. And I know it's, you know, also documented about his, at the point where he decided, or he was this close to killing himself and decided not to. And then wrote that song. So, I mean, it's a powerful song, I imagine, for him. I don't know how you can write something like that, too, and then when you perform it and not, like, break down. I don't know. But something that's that heavy, you know.
Yeah, that's a good... It's like, Jeff, have you ever heard the song Fade to Black by Metallica?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that song is... I don't want to talk about but it reminds me of that. That song is talking about, like, James Hetfield's mom died because she was a Christian Scientist, instead of going for medical treatment, which she did, they don't believe in getting like using doctors or whatever. So she literally died, and like when she didn't have to, his own mom. So he watched his own mom go through this horrible illness and die, which he felt was unnecessary, and he saw it as she gave up on life, you know. And he has to sing that every day because it's like one of their fan favorites.
Biggest hits. Yeah, right. Professional detachment, I guess. I don't know, but yeah,
right.
I don't know if I could do that. I don't know, but it's amazing. But it's a powerful song. Like I said, it wasn't one of my favorites at first, but it's grown on me a lot. One of the things I did want to say, it's like the guitar tones in the album are incredible. There is, to me, it's almost like a white noise effect in a way. There's a lot of treble in the guitar tones that come through that it's almost like a blanket in sound. It's kind of that wall of sound, sound in a way, but with guitar in a way that you don't hear a lot. And there's that in this album too. Certainly when the guitar kicks in right after the intro, it's like, it's just kind of, it's almost soothing in a way.
Okay.
A better way to put it.
Oh yeah. I can hear that. The soothing part of it. Yeah, for sure.
And so no, it's like I said, it's a powerful song, but isn't necessarily my favorite on the album. But thought really interesting imagery that he created with pink ribbon scars that never forget. You know, and I think everybody right away, you have an image in your mind, imagining, you know, if somebody's trying to cut themselves or whatever, scars. It's like, it's a pretty powerful imagery.
Yeah, Mark, what did you think? Thanks, Jeff. What did you think about this one, Mark?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I mean, it's a like subject material that's, you know, like, I don't know, just like with that line alone, just like having to play this, like this is one of Smashing Pumpkins' biggest songs, and it's, you know, they're going to perform this at every concert they ever played. So it's just like having to play this just over and over again. Like, And it's like, I feel like this is a song you probably really like a lot, Troy, because it's like very positive sounding, but the lyrics are just like pretty dark.
It's got the Bjorn effect going on.
It's got the Bjorn effect. Yeah. I mean, like, I do like this song. I think I don't really think I need to hear it as much anymore because I've heard it, you know, 38 years of my life all the time on like most rock stations. So that doesn't mean it's a bad song necessarily. I'm just kind of sick of hearing it, you know. It's like me hearing like I never need to hear Paranoid by Black Sabbath ever again because I've heard it 50 billion times. But does that make this a bad song? Absolutely not. It's a great song. It's an excellent song. And I obviously do like it. I just don't really care about it as much as I used to anymore just because I've heard it so much. But it's still a great song, though.
Okay. I'm in the same boat, Mark, actually. I mean, I think this is a great song. It's no surprise it was a hit. It's out of all the songs on this album, this is the most, to me, 90s sounding. Like, it dates itself in the chord progression of it. It has a little bit more of a grunge sound, I would say, than a lot of the other songs. And I don't think that's unintentional. Actually, I think Billy might have been trying to write a hit song or a single for this, and obviously it worked. But it's a great song, though. It's a Smashing Pumpkins classic. It's probably a Smashing Pumpkins song I listen to one of the least. Just because I've heard it so many times. I mean, when I was 13, I played this song in my high school in a talent show. Give an example. Wow. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I've heard it so many times. I used to play it. It's like, you know, one of the first things I learned on guitar, you know, on drums. So for me, it's a staple in my early teenage years. But I don't really have to listen to it much anymore. But when it comes on, I'm going to listen to it. It's just, you know.
For sure.
Like when I'm listening to the album, I don't skip it. But, you know. But I always look forward to the next song, which is Hummer, actually. So why don't we get to that one, which is Hummer. That was the beginning, but I do have to play a later clip, okay? Because this is spoiler. I'm gonna give it a spoiler, Jeff, because you're gonna go first. But this is one of my favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs. So personally, this is like a favorite. So I'll play a clip. Okay. Oh my God, the guitar solo. some clips from Hummer. Jeff, what do you think about this song? Ignore my review. Go ahead. What do you think about this song? Forget that I said.
I hated this song. It's probably other than Cherub Rock and one other song on this album that I won't say yet because it hasn't come.
Okay.
It might be. It's close to one of my favorite songs. If not, maybe depending on the day, it might be my favorite song. Yeah. It's an awesome track. The beginning is really interesting. That tone of that guitar and that intro, it reminds me almost like a buzzing, like a bee. I guess I don't know. But love the guitar work and the mixing too in this track is really excellent. There's kind of like a pan thing going on with strumming, kind of from one side to the other. That sounds really nice. In fact, this whole album too, it's like one of those things it's like you talk about listening to it really loud. You need to hear it on a good sound system or really good headphones to really appreciate it. Like all music, I guess, good music, but yeah, definitely for an album like this. But yeah, it's funny that the feeling or the lyrical theme of the song, I kind of connect with it too. It's kind of like this idea of like things are okay or things should be fine, but you kind of have this impending sense of like at any moment they could just kind of fall apart. Or like,
You're right.
I think of that as like, it's like a beautiful sunny day, but you're kind of like, something's not quite right. Like I shouldn't be at peace right now, kind of feeling. So
the anxiety.
Yeah. Anxiety. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Back to anxiety.
Right. Definitely. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Continue, Jeff. I'm going to cut you off there.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, just the ending part too. I love the kind of soft outro.
Yeah, me too. I was going to say something about that when we get to it. Yeah.
I can play a clip if you want. I might as well because it's too good not to play a clip from it. Sure. Here we go. You know what? I'll just play it out, guys.
That bass tone too is so nice.
Oh yeah. Well, Jeff, I played the clip. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. You can't not. You can't.
Yeah. Any other thoughts about this one, or should I move it to Mark?
Mark, what did you think?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm right there with Troy. This is like a top maybe 3 for me on the album. I mean, I don't even like just the raw emotion in this song and just like the lyrics and just the music. This is really everything you could ask for from a Smashing Pumpkins song. You just have like just great like vocal parts from Billy. I mean, I know a lot of people, can't really get into Billy Corgan's vocals, and I get it. It's like hearing Geddy Lee for the first time. It's tough. It's an acquired taste, but some of his vocal melodies on this part, man, are just so good, man. Yeah, it's just so good, just musically, and like that outro, man, it really makes the song just that much better too. Yeah, man, this is like top 3 for me, I think. I don't think it's my number 1 favorite, but it's definitely up there. It's one of the ones I definitely revisit the most for sure. I'm gonna keep it short because I know Troy is gonna go long on this one.
No, that's okay. I'll try.
No, you're not. Oh, I thought you were.
I'll try not to. Go ahead, Mark.
You were going long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Well, okay. All right. Well, I'll go next. This has got everything, man. This is what I when I think about like rock music, right? And one of the things that separates it for me from a lot of pop music, not all pop music, because we've heard ABBA as an exception, right? But a lot of pop music that I've listened to, the singles are great, right? But when you get to the album, it's full of a bunch of filler tracks, like these tracks they're okay, but they're not really that great, One of the things I love about rock music when it's done well, in my opinion, is that a lot of times the singles just happen to be singles because like the record company picked it, but they weren't necessarily trying to write like just hit songs. Do you know what I mean? Now that not all rock music is like that, but there is a lot of rock music that's very hit driven. But at this time in music, I mean, they even talked, I was listening to them talk about, Jeremy Chamberlain, I think, was talking about Melancholy Infinite Sadness. And he was like, yeah, the A&R guy just kind of picked which were the singles because we're really bad at it, So which to me just means like they're just writing music and they're writing what they want, And you're going to come out on a lot of the album tracks are going to be better than a lot of the singles when you do that because you're not putting all your effort into writing a hit. You're just writing the songs that come out of your soul or whatever, And to me, this is a perfect example of that, this is not a hit song. But it's one of the best songs on the album, and it's one of my favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs. It's up there, probably top 10-ish.
I'm right there with you.
And it's got everything, I mean, when the guitars first kick in, when they fully kick in, and you hear the melody and the harmony that's going with the guitar, nobody has that sound like this. That is the Smashing Pumpkins sound, and it literally makes me emotional, like listening to it. Like it's so beautiful, the harmonies they put together in there, through all that distortion, like you were saying, Jeff. It's like this cloud of harmony and melody going on with the guitars, and it's just like a beautiful thing. And the lyrics, man, and as Mark correctly pointed out, Billy's vocal performance in this is awesome, and the lyrics, I mean, it starts off with faith lies in the ways of sin. I chase the charms, but I don't want them anymore. And in their eyes, I was alive, a fool's disguise. Take me away with you. Like the lyrics are very ambiguous, which I love because it makes you really sit and think, what is he talking about? And it kind of makes you analyze the lyrics. And then because they're ambiguous, you can put your own life experiences into them. And I love those types of lyrics, where they're not just so pure cut and dry about one thing. I mean, yeah. I love that. So to me, this has got all of it. And then I remember there's a very kind of almost tongue in cheek lyric in here where it says, life's a bummer when you're a Hummer. Life's a drag. Yeah. It's almost just like funny, like tongue in cheek way. Cause the rest of the lyrics are more like all this poetic, but the way he writes that is almost like, what does he mean by Hummer? It's kind of ambiguous, but I always thought a Hummer is someone that is like in my head. I'll just give you this is my going along, I guess, Mark. When I was a teenager growing up, I don't know if people know this, but it might be, if anybody ABBA fans are watching this, it might be relevant to you because, and it might start clicking things for me, like in your head. But growing up, I grew up in a super religious family, like super religious, talking about like evangelical Christian family and stuff like that. And, everyone has their own beliefs and opinions and all that. But so I went to that kind of school. That's how I grew up. So I was in that 7 days a week, really 5 days a week at school, like church 2 days, So I was like hardcore indoctrinated to that. But I was never really felt like a lot of other people about that. And because of that, I felt very alienated from a lot of my friends or people in my school. But worse, I guess my family, because all of my family was basically that way, So, and I was an only child, so I'm not telling a sob story because I've had a much better upbringing in life than probably 99% of people on the planet, relatively. So I'm not trying to cry and say, woe is me. But I'm saying I can relate to the idea of speaking but no one hears you. If that gives you a sample, right? Like feeling like you're an alienated one, feeling like you're the outcast. And I think there's a lot of that in this type of music, and I think I really resonated with that time and still do to this day, to be fair. So yeah, I love the lyrics to this song and pretty much most Smashing Pumpkins songs, spoiler, but yeah. So there you go. So there you go. The next song is Rockets. So let's hear that. So that was Rockets. What did you think about that
one? I like the song a lot. It's I'm glad that you actually stopped it right at that spot. I love that guitar tone that he was using right there. It reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever heard of a hurdy-gurdy, which is like a folk instrument.
I have heard of it, but I'm not too familiar with it. Yeah.
It's like I think it's a hand cranked instrument that you kind of, it bows by rubbing against whatever the string. It has kind of a droning sound, almost kind of bagpipe like in a way.
Okay.
So that's what that really reminds me of every time I hear that, which is pretty cool. I like that sound.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, no, it's another song that grew on me the more I listened to it. It's sort of it's appealing off the bat, but I wasn't that impressed with it the first time I heard it. It was kind of like, it's not bad, but it's grown on me a lot. I do like since it's called Rocket, I love the ending of it too, where it kind of amps up or builds up, and has a kind of the crescendo, and then kind of that echo or reverb effect right on the end too is pretty cool.
Do you know why that? Let me show you this real quick, Jeff.
I shall be brave.
Oh, that part is so good. Yeah. If you ever seen the video for this, I'm gonna show you the very end. So I'm gonna play the clip we just talked about.
Nice.
So let me find the end. Oh, this part is so good. This is the end. Watch the whole video to understand what it's talking about. It's just like I think this is one of the first videos maybe from. So this was like an early single, I'm pretty sure, for this album, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, Jeff, but I love that it's almost like an orchestral ending, like a lot of orchestral pieces might have that ramp up like that, But yeah, sorry, Jeff, go ahead. I wanted to play the clip at the end. Yeah.
It's a great way to end the song too. But it's an interesting song. I think it's what struck me funny is when I actually finally read the lyrics, I kept thinking he was singing "I shall be brave," not "I shall be free."
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
I still hear that. Like if I'm singing along with it, I'm like, "I shall be brave." I don't know why that's all I hear. Like, so I keep saying "free." I'm like, "No, free." But yeah, no, it's a good song. I like it. It's not maybe a favorite on the album, but still a pretty good track.
Okay. All right, Mark. What about you?
There's a lot of stuff I like about this song. That's for sure. Like I said, like the ending is great. I think this is kind of like bordering on like the mid department. Like this is like middle tier for me, I think.
Okay.
I like it. I think it's good. It's not really one like I revisit that much though. I don't really get like super excited to hear it. I still really like it a lot though. Like I like every song on this album. It's kind of like it's hovering around a bunch of like bangers too. So it's like it's like all right, like Rocket, great song. I like the song. Let's get to the next one. Yeah, I don't know. That makes me sound like I don't like it because that's not true at all. I do really like this song. But like I said, yeah, like the ending really makes the song for me because I love the ending and I like the fuzz guitar a lot in this song too. I think that's like something I wanted to hear more of by them. I like James Iha's like textures on this album. I think they sound great. Jimmy's drums are always spot on too, so I don't really even need to go into that. But yeah, I think this is like a very solid middle to upper tier Smashing Pumpkins song.
All right. For me, I would say this is a song, you know, I heard this when I was like 12, 13, right? So I liked it right away. But going back and re-listening to it recently, I mean, do I like it as much as Hummer? No. But I mean, is it a really good song? Yes. And to me, this song is nice because a lot of this album is, you know, the lyrics are kind of sad or depressing they can be or angry, right? But this is really kind of a positive song in the middle of the album, which is kind of cool to have. What I get out of the lyrics is, and I don't know if this is exactly what this song is talking about, right? But this song is really a bit of kind of like Cherub Rock is a bit of an FU to the music industry, the way I see it, you know? And to me, this is a little bit of a continuation of that. And it's a little bit like the first lyric is bleed in your own light. And this is a quote from Billy Corgan I have here. He says, I want to effing bleed in my own light, not in Kurt Cobain, not in Perry Farrell. I want to go down on my own effing ship because that's what I'm about. And I think that that's what this song is talking about. Like, this is my ship and I'm doing whatever I want. And if it fails, then so be it. Because I really think that at this time, Jeff, because this is your first Smashing Pumpkins album, right? The album that was released previous to this, Gish, was a lot more of a. There really wasn't any singles on that record, really. I mean, the only single was like a 5.5 minute song. Give you an example. So that album was much more of like a psychedelic rock jam band almost with some very late 80s, early 90s style. So it was quite different than this, actually. In fact, the end of Hummer is a little bit more like Gish, a lot of stuff on Gish. It's a little bit more psychedelic, like introspective. And it didn't have, there was some rockin' tunes. There was some, you know, but it was more like hard rock jam stuff, a lot of solos, a lot of stuff like that. So I think, and then right after that, Nevermind came out, which totally changed the music industry, you know. And in fact, like Alice in Chains had come out with Facelift before that, but when Nevermind came out, it pretty much, it was like the music industry was like, all right, now everyone needs to sound like Nirvana or some offshoot of that, you know? And so I think Billy Corgan at this time was like probably feeling a lot of pressure because he already put out this album, and it was like the number one selling independent album of all time, but obviously nowhere near, because he wasn't on a major label at that time, but it wasn't anywhere near like his Nevermind or whatever. And Butch Vig, who produced this album, a few months later produced Gish, which is Smashing Pumpkins' first album. And then a few months later produced Nevermind, which became the album of like the early 90s, you know, grunge, same producer, you know. And I think he felt a lot of pressure, like, okay, I got to do something to make a career out of this, to make it a big deal. So this album was like this song is basically saying, all right, I'm just going to make my own ship and die within it. You know what I mean? If it fails, it fails, but I have to do everything I can to make my sound. And that's what this album really is, you know? And I think this song is just embodying of that, you know? And that's why he's saying like, I shall be free of the voices inside me. Like all these voices that are saying, oh, you can't do this, or you're not going to be successful, or you need to sound like this person or this person. He's like, if I can just do what I want, I'll break out like a rocket ship, you know, and I'll be free. And I think it's kind of a celebration of that. And it turned out to be true, I guess. But so, yeah, that's my Good song. Very good song. I really like the lyrics, and it makes me feel good listening to them. Like, yeah, I want to do what I want too, you know? So anyway, the next song is Disarm. You know what? Maybe I should play maybe halfway through. Said you had heard this song before, but now going with this perspective, what do you think of this song?
Yeah, I love this song. I shocked at my 11-year-old self that I didn't give it any like a chance.
Sure.
It's a beautiful song. I mean, when the chimes come in, the tubular bells. I mean, it's just like, and the timpani and the swell of the strings come into. Yeah, it's just gorgeous, and it's a heartbreaking song, obviously for the lyrical theme of it. You know, for his situation and confronting his mother. I love the whole idea of, or his parents. I love the whole idea of kind of just making it about, you know, it's not like, it isn't like Quiet where he's screaming at them and angry. You know, it's more just, I'm going to write this song that's going to, you know, make you feel like a piece of crap. You know?
Right.
Doing this, I mean, putting me through this. So it's, yeah, but put strings on a song and that makes me happy. I mean, I love the chamber.
Right.
It's kind of like a chamber quartet sound, you know, chamber music, and yeah, it's a beautiful production and a beautiful song. It's definitely one of my favorites. I found it interesting too, the lyric of I used to be a little boy so old in my shoes, and I was trying to figure out it's kind of like, I don't know if he's saying like he's still wearing the shoes now, like I'm still here in this wearing these. You know, in this situation all these years later, you know, that's kind of how I'm reading that anyway. I don't know if that's exactly what he meant, but I just found that interesting, kind of as a lyrical choice. The killer in me is the killer in you also. And I think there's been some people trying to figure out exactly what does he mean by that. Is it saying like, you know, I think like he wouldn't kill his parents, but you know, he could be, you know, could have killed them by what they put him through or how he felt they put him through. But it's, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what he means by that either, but, you know, just internalizing what happened to him and, you know, doesn't want to, I don't know, it could make you somebody a killer, you know, much in the way that sort of you killed me in a sense. And, you know, I could be just as much a killer to somebody else or to you. Yeah. I don't know, but it's interesting.
Yeah. I'll give my take after Mark. Mark, what did you think about this one?
You know, this is one of their biggest hits, and it's a good reason. I mean, it's a very, you know, emotional song. Yeah, like the lyrics, it has, you know, violin in it.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just like, it's one of their, you know, their flagship songs. I can't really describe like how it really feels to listen to it because I've just been listening to it for so long. This is like what I think of when I think of Smashing Pumpkins. This is kind of like foreshadowing for a lot of the sounds that will be on like Melancholy, which I mean, you know, we've made the video. Which album's their magnum opus? You could say either one.
Mm-hmm.
Melancholy is like double the material. It's a double LP. So I think this is like, this isn't one of my favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs, but I think this is like the epitome of Smashing Pumpkins is this song personally. Like Dictionary, Smashing Pumpkins, Disarm, end of story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a great song nonetheless though. Like, I've heard it a trillion times, but it'll just it's one that I don't really get tired of, honestly. If I hear it on the radio, I won't turn it off. Like I'll turn like Today off because I just don't need to hear it anymore. But, like this one doesn't really get old,
Right? Yeah. I know. I feel
so
you.
Yeah. I don't really have much else to say other than that. I think it's great, and just if you want to listen to Smashing Pumpkins, I guess start here. Really, that's what I'm gonna tell you. So.
Yeah, Mark, I agree with you that it's probably one of their best songs. It's not a song that I would personally say is like, oh, I can't wait to go listen to Disarm, because exactly. It's like it's one of the songs I've heard a million times. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when I do listen to it, when I actively listen to it, there's difference between passively and actively listening, right? Passively listening, I kind of don't want to listen to it passively because I've heard it so many times. But actively listening to it, I'm like way into it, because the song is like an incredibly written song. I mean, the chord progression, while nothing crazy, I think it's like D, E minor, C, G, and D or something like that. But the one of the things about the Pumpkins, if you're into music at all, is they use a lot of 9 chords and 7 chords, and that's actually part of their uniqueness to their sound. Like the C in this is like a C9, C9 or whatever. So just a little tidbit about music. But anyway, I love that. I mean, when the strings come in, the string arrangement is so awesome. But, Billy's vocal performance and the lyrics are the first time Jeff, my wife, who I've talked about on the ABBA episodes, really not only had not heard much ABBA music, but really had not heard any rock music, really previous to meeting me. So, because she's from Peru originally, and it's just not something she listened to. And then when she moved to the U.S., her friends didn't listen to rock music or anything. So, all of this is new for her. So we sat down and listened to Siamese Dream in a couple of nights, and I was introduced to her to the album. And when she got to this song, she was reading the lyrics, and before the song started, I gave her a little bit of context about what the lyrics was talking about. And this was the song she actually started crying at. And I was looking at her, she was crying, listening to it. And I was like, oh. And I was like, maybe I've upset her, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have played this song for her. I don't know. So we had this long discussion about it. And she was talking about how emotional this song was to have a child say these type of lyrics to you, And, because she has, at that time, she was like a newer mother, a couple years ago. So she was basically like, or last year, she had been a mother for 3 years at the time. So I so much so I was like, okay, we're going to stop listening to this. We'll come back, listen another time. It was pretty heavy for her. And I think that is how amazing this song is, Here's a quote from Billy Corgan. He says, I didn't have the guts to kill my parents. So I thought I'd get back at them through a song. And rather than have an angry, violent song, I thought I'd write something beautiful and make them realize what tender feelings I have in my heart and make them feel really bad for treating me like shit. So that's Billy Corgan about this song. So he's trying to cut through them. He's trying to really kill them with a kindness in a way, and the whole thing about killer in me is a killer in you is an interesting lyric, of course. And it catches the ear because you don't really hear the word kill or killer in many popular songs, so it has that quality to it. But I think what he's maybe saying is the trauma that you have given me as a child. So like his biological mom, when he was a toddler, went into a mental hospital. His stepmother was abusive to him, apparently. His dad was a drug dealer and I think a drug addict and was hanging around a lot of like mob and seedy people and always put him in like drug houses and living literally like under a bridge at one point and all kinds of things like this. And probably this trauma that he had to endure as a kid. I think maybe he's telling a story about like all of this darkness that you have, you know, you've passed on to me. Like this darkness that you have and all this trauma, I'm experiencing it now as an adult, and I don't really know how to deal with it, you know? Like I'm, you know, and today he was obsessed with basically killing himself, you know? And I think maybe he's trying to tell them, like, look at this, what you have inside of you, you've given to me. Thank you, you know? I think that's like a sarcastic kind of trying to cut through to his parents, you know? And it's very powerful, you know? And he says, I send this smile, disarm you with a smile. So like, I'm gonna smile at you and then tell you all this stuff to disarm you, you know? What a beautiful way to start a song. So anyway, a classic, an incredible song. Yeah, amazing song in my opinion. All right, the next one is Soma. I don't even know which part of this song to play, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to play a couple quick clips from it. Maybe I'll play, by the way, the piano player from REM, the keyboard player, he plays piano in this song, just as a tidbit.
Oh, Mike Mills?
Yes.
Yeah.
When the piano kicks in right here, it's Mike Mills.
Song.
Yeah,
it's another awesome song. This was the other song I mentioned earlier. Might be my favorite one on the album, or it's up there. You know, It's pretty hard to pick a favorite.
Yeah,
but, it's an incredible track. I love that guitar solo. That's probably my favorite solo on the album too. I do love that his guitar parts are so unconventional. There's a lot of different kinds of effects going on, but it's just, it's a little bit of shredding there, just a little, just a hint of it.
Right.
But yeah, it's enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's an incredible track. I love the whole first section, and then all of a sudden the way the guitars come in. It's just, it's incredible. There's one lyric too that stuck out to me that I was another ones that I kind of scratched my head. I'm trying to say or figure out what he means. But the opiate of blame is your broken heart. So like. I'm like, I love the lyric. It's funny how some of them stick out to me, and I'm like, but what does it mean? What is he trying to say?
You ever dated someone or been with someone, Jeff, that was so addicted to being sad?
Yeah.
I think that's what he's talking about, right? Like, there's some people that just thrive on the drama and the sadness or the depression, and he's like, I think that's what that lyric is talking about, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, no, I mean, incredible lyrics too. You talked about before, I forget which song it was too, but a lot of there's some, kind of ambiguity to a lot of what he's saying, which I do love. I enjoy that. I appreciate that for a lyricist. I love that kind of thing because I like to try and draw meaning or figure out what did they exactly trying to say.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that in his writing, which I do really like. And yeah, I'm just sorry I didn't listen to this album until the last couple of weeks. I'm like, how did I not? Like, I mean, pretty much every song on the album is incredible, but this is definitely one of my favorites. So
okay, cool. What about you, Mark?
I'm right there with you. This is a top 5 for me. Everything from like the slow intro to the the wonderful Mike Mills piano. He's a bassist, by the way, but he plays piano on this song.
Oh, okay.
I'm right there with you. The best guitar solo. I love the solo on this song. I love the midsection, how it just goes into like the fuzz guitar. Yeah, man, this is a top tier. This is one of my favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs for sure. Not my favorite, but it's up there. Yeah, it's just another overall banger. Just this is one that I really look forward to listening to when I re-listen to the album. Here's a little spoiler for you guys. This and the next 2 tracks are something special. So we'll get to those when we do. So yeah, this is like the real meat of the album for me right here. These 3 in a row. So yeah, sorry for the spoiler, but it's that good. I gotta say something. So Troy, I actually don't know how you feel about this song as much.
Really? This is one of my all-time favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs, Mark.
All right, good. I knew we were on the same page. I had a feeling.
I mean, this is like an 11 out of 10. I mean, this is like top 5 Smashing Pumpkins song for me. This is probably my favorite song on the album, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
It could be. It's hard to say because so many of these songs are great. It depends on my mood. Honestly, it depends on my mood. You know what I mean? If I just want to hear a rock song, I'm not going to play this. I'm going to play Geek USA
or Cherub Rock or something.
Yeah. But if I'm in the mood for this is like the best on the album. This and Hummer are probably my top. And Mayonnaise, like 3. You know what I mean? Top 3. But like, I don't know. To me, I personally like the song even more than Mayonnaise. And I know Mayonnaise is like the Smashing Pumpkins song, and it's one of my. It's a classic. We'll get to it in a little bit. But like for me, man, when that guitar solo comes in, and then when he sings, and then the guitar solo is continuing, and then it's a little melody that's happening. Do 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 do. That little guitar melody is so freaking awesome, man. And like it's so simple, but like so powerful, And the lyrics, like, I mean, I think I was talking about the opiate lyric. We were talking about that, right? Like, wrapped my hurt in you and took my shelter in that pain. The opiate of blame is your broken heart. Soma, like sleep. I think this is what this is saying. And then he's talking about how he's by himself. So now he's like in this relationship. He's talking about I wrap my heart in you, and that, it's kind of about these really dysfunctional relationships that people can have with each other, right? Where they're kind of dumping potentially all of their trauma and pain on the other person. I kind of think that's what some of this stuff is talking about, in particular this song. And there's a rumor. Well, according to Courtney Love, Courtney said that almost every song on this album is about me. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's what she claims. Okay, number one. Number two, though, I know that he was married at the time and then broke up he got a divorce from another woman. And I think, honestly, that's probably this song is talking about that woman. He got a divorce before Melancholy, and he had like an on again and off again with this woman. So I can imagine a lot of these songs are about that person. Probably not about Courtney Love, but who knows? So anyway, and then there's a lyric that he says, didn't want to lose you once again. So implying that they keep just breaking up, you know? I don't know, or, lose it or whatever. Didn't want to be your friend. Ooh, I mean, that's a powerful line. Because, like, imagine you're in love with somebody in your relationship, and at some point you're like, I don't even want to be your friend. It's just too difficult, I fulfilled a promise made of tin. Ooh, like a empty promise, And I crawled back to you. The promise he made to himself, I think is what he's saying. I made a promise to myself that I wouldn't do this. That's an empty promise. And now I've freaking crawled back to you, And now I'm all by myself again. And then there's like these parentheses in the lyrics that says, and this is one of my favorite parts of the song when he says, I'm all by myself. And then he goes, close your eyes and sleep. That's like that melody. It's almost like a lullaby melody in the background, It's freaking beautiful. And he says, as I've always felt. And he says, don't wait up for me. Hush now. Don't you speak to anyone lost. And then when the guitar solo ends and he says, so let the sadness come again. On that you can depend on me. Yeah. Until the bitter end of the world when God sleeps in bliss. I mean, come on, man. This is a guy who was freaking sad, man, writing these lyrics. But it is like just beautiful poetry the way he's writing it. I just as a teenager, I love it, and I still love it now. So, yeah, one of my favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs. Okay. The next one is Geek USA. And by the way, if you're still watching this, thank you. It's been a long one or like over halfway through. But Geek USA, we did a reaction to a live version of this. Mark reacted to it. So go check that out on the channel. All right. It's Geek USA live in Germany. Okay. So I think I'm going to skip a little bit. It's a long one, but... Well, you know what's funny? You know what's funny, Jeff, before you go? My only experience with you so far is I know you really love ABBA, right? I know you love Fleetwood Mac, and I know you love DeBella. think to say your name.
That's true.
Other than that, but none of that sounds anything like this. So I was curious. I was like, is he even going to like this stuff? I have no idea. So Jeff, what do you think about this song?
That's funny.
Right.
I love prog music too. So actually, that's one of the things I love about this track. So
I see. Okay,
it's probably the proggiest track I think on the album, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I can hear that. Yeah.
The kind of different sections in that too. I love the
dream
section.
Jeff.
Yeah, so that's all right.
Yeah,
a lot of different music.
Yeah,
I do like a wide variety of music. But yeah, no, it's the dream section kind of like where just with the kind of jazzy drumming and the echoey kind of rim shot. That's one of my favorite parts of the song too. Before it kind of kicks.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's a really cool song. It's really a trip, literally, because it just kind of
right.
Yeah, so it's but yeah, no, I would say it's one of the higher tier songs on the album for me. Definitely.
Okay, all right.
And I love that it's kind of between between Soma and Mayonnaise, and so I'm probably right there with Mark too. Like that section of the album is just awesome. Yeah, great energy. So yeah, I love it. Cool. Jimmy Chamberlain's drumming.
Awesome. Oh yeah,
so good on that song. Yeah.
The clip that the speed at which he plays live of this is. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this part. This is one of the best.
Not bleeding,
dude. It's insane. Anyway, Mark, what did you think of this song?
The hell do I? What do I even need to say? You know how I feel about this song. I fucking love this song. Right. If I feel like punching a hole in my wall, I'll put this or Cherub Rock on. It depends on how I feel that day. But I mean, this could be my favorite song on the album if I'm really in the mood for it. But
sure.
I love this song, man. It's one of my absolute favorite Smashing Pumpkins songs. So much raw energy. It almost like it feels like I feel like he had to have been listening to like Iggy Pop and the Stooges like when he made this song.
Okay.
Just get that pure raw energy from like those like early 70s like Stooges albums. Just get the same kind of feel to it. Love the solo. It's just an awesome, just absolute rocker. Just so good, man. Yeah, like I said too, like these 3 strings of songs, can't really beat them honestly on the album. I think this is just like the real meat and potatoes of the album. So, yeah, love this track. Love it.
Yeah, same for me. I want to make this one short. I mean, I played the clips that I wanted to play, but a killer guitar solo. Not many people. I mean, to me, he's my favorite guitar player of the 90s, like of all the 90s alt rock bands. I love the way Billy plays guitar, his melody, his harmony, when he decides to do some shredding, right? He plays, you can tell he's been influenced a lot by like people like Ritchie Blackmore. And to me, there's elements of Deep Purple and some of this stuff and Black Sabbath, like early Black Sabbath stuff. And just kind of like sped up, But yeah, I think I love how compared to a lot of the other bands at the time, he was not afraid to embrace all that classic rock and classic metal that he grew up in and loved. He just really embraced it. And, in fact, there was, when this album came out, now critically it's looked at as like a masterpiece, to be honest with you, of the 90s. Critically now it's like a 10 out of 10, people just rate it super high. But back when it first came out, a lot of people were critical of it because they said it was too overproduced. And basically like he was kind of trying too hard is what they were alluding to, And he had a quote and he said, "I was just trying to sound like Boston and Queen. So if that's bad, then I guess I'm bad." That's pretty much what he said. So you can hear that. This is just a lot of overdubbing and harmonies going on. And like, that's the Boston sound that was going on. And he was channeling a lot of that. So yeah, cool. Geek USA, a killer song. I don't too much to say about that. The next one is Mayonnaise. And so that was a couple minutes of mayonnaise. But Jeff, before you go, I have to play the guitar solo. I'm sorry. There we go. All right. Okay. All right, Jeff. What do you think about this song?
Another great song. I sound like I'm repeating myself, but it's how many albums do you know that like you get to track? This is track 9, right?
Yeah, track 9. Yeah.
That have 9 strong tracks like that in a row, where like you can just easily say each song is incredible. But yeah, no, it's. I love the guitar hook. That's just something about that. It's so simple, but so pleasing to the ear, and it's just like it stays with you. You know, it's another one that just like randomly I'll start playing in my head, and it starts always with that hook. But yeah, no, it's interesting too. I read that he thought of these as kind of his throwaway lyrics that he kind of pieced together into, and then it made more sense to him, I guess, years later, kind of looking back, that it had some context for him. But I thought it was interesting too. His mother kind of randomly in the middle of the, there's a reference to her then just in the middle of the song. Mother, weep the years I'm missing. All our time can't be given back, which is kind of a really sad lyric.
Right.
But yeah, heavy stuff. But
heavy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But another favorite of mine, definitely from the album. So, and it grew on me a little bit. It wasn't like an instant favorite when I heard it the first time, actually.
Okay.
And I didn't really remember the song, oddly enough. I know how popular it is, but I didn't really remember it. But
you know why? It's like it's not a radio popular song, but for the Smashing Pumpkins, it's like like anybody who likes the Smashing Pumpkins, it's like one of their most famous songs, kind of thing. So yeah, Mark, what about you?
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I don't mean to jump on the old bandwagon here, but I mean this song is just—it's just like straight from shoegaze, man. It's like this is like the shoegaze Smashing Pumpkins song before before Machina, where they really kind of dived into it, and then Billy's like side album. This was the original Smashing Pumpkins shoegaze song, and yeah, I don't know. I understand why everybody loves this song. There's just it has such a great atmosphere. Super sad song. I mean, this song has brought me down sometimes when I listen to it. I'm just like,
oh wow.
I mean, not like not really, but like it. It's a great song, but it's also kind of a downer at the same time. But
yeah,
but that's a good thing though. If I'm in the mood for it,
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, what else to say? I mean, this is definitely one of their best songs. Even, from like a non-super fan point of view, this is one that always just hits with me. And first time I heard it, it hit. It's always stuck with me. This is definitely, I would say this is, well, it's for sure top 5 on the album. I don't know if it's it's gonna be really hard for me to pick a favorite on this album, and I don't think I ever will. But this is for sure up there. And yeah, it's an absolute fantastic song. Always tops the charts for favorite, Smashing Pumpkins songs by like, real fans. I think yeah, exactly. I think Rolling Stone did a poll, and this won by like over 20% of any other song.
Okay, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, which is pretty insane. Yeah, not much else to say. Oh, they did apparently find out why the song is called Mayonnaise. I don't know if you read about this, but
no.
Apparently, in Japan, when they were like translating Gish, like the lyrics, one of the lyrics was they mistranslated it and it said like mayonnaise seas or something. I don't know. I don't even know what lyric it was, but they thought it was funny. So they made the title of this song Mayonnaise while they were making the album, and they just kept it. So has no actual meaning. It's just funny. Yeah.
Well, there you go. The music to this is the opening is so awesome, so beautiful, the melody, and then they get the little solo. But then when that guitar solo kicks in that I played, and then it kind of fades out to the acoustic part where he's talking about his mom, and then it builds back in, and then it, like that ending. We didn't play the ending crescendo, but this song is just like a perfect Smash Pumpkin song. I mean, there's just so many great songs on this album that, when you have a true S tier album, like we're ranking things on that level, S, A, B, C, D, D, and F and all that. And if you watched our Metallica versus Megadeth, we had a trash tier as well. But anyway, yeah, this is like a true S tier album because like every song is either really good or great. There's nothing less than that, on the album. And this is a great song. I don't have too much to say about it because aside from what you guys have said, musically the song is beautiful. I love the lyrics to the song, the melody. I think the lyrics are relatable, especially at different times in your life or you might be going through something. Just the opening, fool enough to almost be it, cool enough to not quite see it, doomed. So it's like I'm thinking he means like you're being a dreamer. So I imagine like some people have these dreams, right? But you feel like you're so cool that you won't even fool enough to almost be it. Like some people, it seems foolish to chase your dreams, to some people. And then it's like cool enough to not quite see it. I think that's what he says, or almost be it or something like that. Yeah. Fool enough to not quite see it. So it's like cool enough. So it's basically like some people think they're so cool though, that they get stuck in what's cool at the time that they don't really chase their dreams, And I think that's maybe what he's talking about there. And he's saying like doomed, maybe he was saying at some point in his life he felt like that, but I don't think he does at this point. But anyway, I think this song is, it's an amazing 10 out of 10 Smashing Pumpkins song, another one. So yeah. Sure. And that guitar sound where there's a lot of feedback going on when it stops, apparently that's some like $60 guitar that he bought that had a problem with the pickup or something. And he just loved the way, whenever he would stop playing, it would make that sound. And the sound was unpredictable of the tone, of the feedback. So they just recorded that and left it in the song on purpose. So there you go.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who does that? Who else does that?
Go on.
Well, the next one is Space Boy. Maybe I'll play a little bit. So that was a clip from Space Boy. Sorry, it's getting late, so I'm shorting some of the clips because there's a clip I want to play at the next song. So, but yeah, so this is Space Boy. Jeff, what did you think about Space Boy?
This one is a slow grower for me. It's first time I heard it, it was kind of like, it was okay. The two chords, that he's playing at the beginning too, that kind of repeats itself. It took me a while to that was kind of boring to me at first, I guess. And the more I've listened to it, though, I like it more. The Mellotron, though, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. That's probably the best thing about the song for me, musically.
Big agree.
But he, I know he's writing about, or had read that he's written about his brother who had some, I'm trying to remember if it was, I don't know if it was developmental issues or,
he had cerebral palsy, Tourette syndrome, heart problems, and a chromosomal disorder. That's what I read.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously very Very personal song for him too. And I mean, there's some references in there I don't quite understand. But you know, it's again, great lyrics though. And one of the ones that stood out to me also that I was trying to also again trying to understand what he was meaning, but he said, "Watch me, death defile my life. I don't need, I don't care, please." I mean, yeah, what a lyric. But yeah, like to defile my life. I was like, I'm just trying to figure out what that's another one I was kind of scratching my head about trying to figure out. But yeah, no, it's a nice song. It's just not one of my favorites, I would say, from the album. But it's slowly growing. Every time I hear, I don't ever skip it because every time I've listened all the way through. But yeah.
All right. Mark, what do you think about this one?
Mellotron.
Okay.
One word.
It really makes this song so much better because I think even without the Mellotron, I really wouldn't even like care that much about this song. Not saying like the lyrics are good, like obviously, but like there's nothing really that like kind of like draws me as much to this song comparatively, except the Mellotron. I think it adds so much depth to the song, and I think it just makes it that much like more palatable. Makes it so much more interesting to me. That I just really I'm with Jeff. This one definitely has grown on me over time. This is kind of like a quiet situation. Didn't really like care. Like you're coming off of Mayonnaise, you're coming off of like a big high, you know. So it's like, but yeah, it's definitely grown on me over the years. Mostly because of the Mellotron.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I think it's fine. Kind of mid for me. Maybe a little bit on the upper side, but yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's a good song. Mellotron.
I really like this song. I love this song. I think his song is talking about, yes, it's about song about his brother, but I think he's also paralleling a lot of his own life with his brother's disability. And some people had a problem with that. I read online. I'm like, I don't know. Let the guy write about his little life. Who cares? So the point is, though, I think he loves his brother. I think he helped raise his brother, I believe, and he took care of his brother a lot, and maybe he still does. I don't know the situation. I don't know if his brother's still alive, to be fair. I have no idea. All I can tell you is I really like this song. I love the strings. There's a Mellotron going on, but there might be some real strings too, I think. I don't know. There's definitely a Mellotron. But I if not, then it's just a great Mellotron sound going on. But yeah, this is a really good ballad, I guess, if you want to call it that. And it's nice to kind of, it's a nice segue. It's a weird segue, but it is a nice breakup between Mayonnaise and, Silverfuck, which we're about to talk about. But it is just a kind of a nice thing to just plop in between because you have this kind of all-time great shoegaze sad song. And then you got this crazy 9-minute epic, high energy, angry rock song. And so what are you going to bridge? This is bridging it, but I think it's really nice, man. I think it's a great tune, so I really like it. The next one is, Silverfuck. Okay. Here we go. I don't even know what clip to play of this, but I'll just play from the beginning for about a minute. And then there's a clip I'm going to play it towards the end. So play like beginning and end maybe. Jeff, when I go, I'm going to play another clip, but I wanted to stop here for now. So Jeff, what did you think about Silverfuck?
Yeah, this one is interesting. It's and don't throw anything at me. It's not my favorite song on the album, which I know for a lot of people.
How dare you? I'm just kidding.
I know.
Yeah.
I do love the groove. I love the bass and what the drums are doing. It's kind of Rush-like in a way. It sounds a little Rush-like to me. At least the beginning part.
Yeah.
But musically, it's not as interesting to me just because it kind of dances around one chord. It's very much centrally focused on one chord through the whole song. So another one. It's kind of takes you on a trip.
It does.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's not my most favorite so far.
Okay.
So far, it always change. But
okay. All right. Mark, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree. I like this song. I like the main riff is great. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of depends on if I'm in the mood for it, though. I just think it just gets overshadowed by so many other songs on this album. Like, there's 13 tracks, but they all can't be ridiculously good, or else this would be the best album of all time of any genre ever. So there has to be some songs that are just not as good, and I think this unfortunately falls into that category. It's also almost 9 minutes long, so I kind of feel like it goes on for way too long. But some people would agree with me, and they say maybe it's not long enough. So is this my least favorite song on the album? I don't know, and I'm not really in a position to even say that. I've heard this album probably 15 to 20 times, so I haven't heard it a ridiculous amount, but I've heard it enough. So maybe one day when we rank the songs, we'll see where it falls. But as of right now, it's just kind of just there for me.
All right,
not bad song, not a bad song by any means.
Exact opposite of your opinion. This is one of my favorites actually on the album.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. This song. This is one of the songs I was talking about, or I was listening to. This almost a little too loud today.
The ending is amazing. Don't get me wrong. But how many songs on this album have amazing endings?
I love the journey that this song takes you on. Whenever I hear this song, I mean, when it first starts, I just get because I've been listening to this stuff since I was, 12, 13, and basically more like when I was 13. But so I've listened to this hundreds of times, you know what I mean? So it's just whenever I hear the beginning of this, I'm just I get chills. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to hear 9 minutes of Silverfuck. Point is, I love the song, guys. There you go. That's my review. Awesome song. A song about being really angry at someone that you used to be with, I think. Okay, there's more songs. Something happened to this playlist, so
Sweet, I think is next.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. I got lost in the sauce there. Sweet
sauce.
There you go. Okay. And then that song, and then it goes to this. So what did you think of this little 1 minute interlude? It's almost like an interlude, basically. Yeah. What did you think of this one?
Yeah. Actually, I like this one a lot. It's, I don't have a whole lot to say about it other than the melody's really strong, which, as you touched on before, too, I mean, he's a very strong writer of melody. His melodies are excellent. And this song is no exception of that. It's for whatever it is, a minute and a half long, it's still a strong song. I mean, it's not one I would ever skip. listen to the album. But
sure,
but yeah, I like it. It's
what about you, Mark?
I like it a lot too. I mean, you know, a lot of people have this last because it's only a minute and a half. But I still think it's really good. Like the whole song is great. Yeah, it's short, but it's still really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's great. I don't think the length of it really affects anything. I think it's really nice sounding. I love the guitar. I love his vocals. It's just really, it's actually one of the most pleasant sounding on the album. You know, it's not really,
I agree.
It's not rough. I would say this and Luna are probably the two most like gentle songs, like finishing out the album with. You know, you kind of go from Silverfuck to this, and it's like it's like night and day basically. It's like hot and cold.
Yeah.
But I think Sweet Sweet and Luna get a lot of like disrespect from the fans, and I don't really know why because I think they're both great. I see a lot of people's like like ranking of songs, and these two are always like near the bottom, and I don't really understand why. But yeah, I think I kind of like put this and Luna as like the same song almost, you know?
Right.
You know how you like do that with some songs, like especially when it's like a short one.
Yeah.
But I love it. I actually kind of look forward to these last two songs on the end of the album. So, yeah, I think it's great.
Awesome. Yeah, for me, guys, it's a short and sweet one. I really love them. Like you said, Jeff, the melody to this song. I love the lyrics. It's just, it's very Smashing Pumpkins-y because, Jeff, if you decide to listen to more Smashing Pumpkins after this, you'll realize that it's all over the place. Like from one song to the next, you have no idea what kind of song you're going to get. And there's nothing better than like the last song to this song as an example of that, and if you want to do Melancholy in the future episode or something, that's even more so. I mean, that album is like, when you're listening to the album for the first time, you will literally have zero idea of what to expect, especially on the second disc of that record. It's all over the place. Like, and there's a song, there's a couple songs on Melancholy that are like, I should say, this is a little bit of a precursor to. There's a lot of softer stuff on the second side of Melancholy, and it's more like this song. So, and Luna. So I'll play a clip from Luna. A clip from Luna. Jeff, what did you think about this one?
Oh, I love this song too. And I'm kind of with Mark too. It's kind of like the last two tracks because they have this similar kind of feel to them. They kind of do run together in a way, but this one stood out to me the first time I heard it though. It's just very beautiful melodies in the verse in particular, the verses. I didn't look or check to see, is it actually a sitar or is it just a guitar tone that kind of sounds like a sitar?
I think it's a guitar tone that sounds like it sounds like they're just bending the string, like an octave, bending the octave. Remember I talked about that earlier?
Okay. Yeah.
It says on the album credits that it's a string arrangement, so I mean I guess that could include sitar. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But that sound in particular, one you're talking about, if you take a clean guitar and you take an octave and you bend it, it has that sound,
Okay. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. It's a beautiful sound. But yeah, beautiful song. It's one of my favorites too, actually. It was since the first time I heard it. And it's probably his strongest vocals on the album.
Okay.
and I know it's because it's a little bit, it's a softer tone too. It's a little different than he's singing in a lot of the other parts of the album. But yeah, no, I really love that song.
If you like this song, Jeff, I mean, it's going to be a lot of Smashing Pumpkins stuff you might like, actually. They have a lot of stuff like this, believe it or not.
So, I'm definitely looking forward to checking out more of their discography. That's for sure.
Okay, cool. What about you, Mark? What did you think about this tune?
I think this song is great too. This is one that like it was a grower for me over the years because I kind of got to this point after listening, and I'm just like kind of over the album. But as time goes on, I really respect this and Sweet Sweet a lot more. Really like a nice mood changer from the rest of the album, and the sitar effect is really great too. I don't know I don't know what's going on there. I don't know enough about it, but I really like this song a lot. I think it's like the most like subdued and tender, for lack of a better word, song on the album. I know that's like not the best word to use here, but I don't know.
I mean, that's a fair term. Yeah, I'm just laughing because it's just not a term that we would typically use. But I do think you're you're right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It is tender. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, the song literally ends with him saying, "I'm in love with you," like 10 times. Obviously, this is a love song for him. I don't know for who, but I don't know. It's a nice. This is like a ballad. I am Mr. Ballad, as you guys know. So yeah, I respect this song a lot, and it's really grown on me over the years. Is it a top 5 song? Probably not, but I still really like it. There's not a bad song on this album, so.
I agree with you guys. To me, this is one that when I'm listening to this album front to back, I look forward to. I know it's the close to the album. I love this. This is a great song. Spoiler, as I said, I love every song on this album. So to me, this is like it's one of the rare kind of perfect albums, in my opinion. Like it just front to back. And yeah, it's definitely one of the best albums of the '90s for sure, my opinion. And yeah, love this song. It is definitely a love song. What's interesting about that is so many of these songs are about like breakups and sadness, and then it ends like on this really positive note, which is just a very funny Billy Corgan thing to do, because he's taking you through this emotional journey, and he's like, hey, we can all be happy, at the end. But but that kind of shows his personality, because when you listen to a lot of the Smashing Pumpkins records, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of, sad songs, angry songs, and then happy songs, and then love songs. And then there's like just really a mix of all this stuff. So this is a great song. And overall, Jeff, why don't you give us, sounds like you like the album enough to buy it and spend a couple hours with us making an episode.
Yeah. So. Absolutely. I listened to it probably over the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe like a dozen times.
Oh, so, cool. Okay. Yeah, you must really like it.
Yes. I said, the first thing to me, and I remembered, not being a fan, like I said, of his vocals to start with, but pretty quickly that, I actually ended up liking his vocals actually quite a bit, particularly in songs like Luna. But yeah, and overall, it's an excellent album. I'm sorry that I, have spent decades not really ever getting into Smashing Pumpkins, ever listening to them. So I have you to thank. So thank you.
Well, sure. No, thank you, Jeff. And we actually have. So Jeff is kind enough to be a Tier 3 patron on our channel. And we did recently an album, which was his request, which was Fleetwood Mac, Tango in the Night. That's the name of the album. Tango in the Night, right? And Jeff, I've listened to that album so many times. In fact, I had people come over last weekend, or before I went on vacation, previous weekend, and I played them a few songs from that who don't know any Fleetwood Mac. And my friend was like, what's that Tango in the Night song? And I was obsessed with that song. So anyway,
it's a great song.
So, he loves that song. We got a little bit drunk. I think I put a little bit, I was a little bit tipsy uploading clips. And that was one song we were listening to, by the way. So thanks, Jeff, for that recommendation.
You're welcome.
And we're going to be recording your next request pretty soon this week, I think, Mark. Jeff's next album request. And I'm excited for that one because it's an album I've never heard or heard of. Mark.
Oh.
Yeah, is it the last Bee Gees album, Jeff? 1981 or no? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's from 81. Well, I don't want, but it's going off in a different direction.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm excited about that one too, because 81, early 80s Bee Gees sounds like post-disco. Sounds like, I think you said it was more like new wave and pop, which sounds very interesting to me. Not that I don't like disco, but just sounds interesting. So shout out to you, Jeff. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for coming on doing this with us. If you want to do more episodes in the future, let us know. I'm always down to do, if you want to do, definitely if you want to do another Smashing Pumpkins album. Believe it or not, this is not even my favorite Smashing Pumpkins album. And you saw how much I like this album. so there's other albums that I like even more than this one, believe it or not. But to me, this is like a perfect album. But if like spoiler, Melancholy and Infinite Sadness is like my personal favorite. Smashing Pumpkins
we all
album.
know Atom is your favorite.
Oh yeah. And then there's an album that grew on me recently that became like an album I really love, Machina. We did an episode about that recently. But even Smashing Pumpkins' first album is a really good album. It's very different though. But that's very good. So there's a lot of material out there. They even have there's an album that they put out between their first album and this album. I think, no, actually it's material between, but it was put out after this album, and it's all B-sides, and that album is killer. That's what has the Landslide cover, the Fleetwood Mac cover on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That has that on it.
Pisces Iscariot?
Yeah, that one. That one's really good too. There's a ton of good stuff on there. In fact, Jeff, my wife, who really liked, she's heard we listened to Rumors. We listened to the Tango in the Night album. She really likes a lot of the Fleetwood Mac stuff I played. And she's familiar with Landslide. And she goes, she doesn't even really like the Smashing Pumpkins, if I'm going to be frankly honest. But she goes, I think I prefer the Billy Corgan singing Landslide. I said, why? Oh, wow. she said, cool. I don't know, but something in his voice is like so emotional, the way he sings, that it just connects with me. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, so she likes the Smashing Pumpkins cover. But anyway, but it's tough to beat the originals, of course, but sometimes covers can connect with you. I guess that was one. But anyway, thanks again, Jeff. I really appreciate this. If you're still watching, thank you. It's been a long one, but a good one, a lot of fun. An album that, quite frankly, Jeff, we would have never done an episode like this if it wasn't for you, because Mark and I have heard this a million times. So it's not a typical style of episode. So I do it's kind of fun to talk about an album, that we love or whatever like that. So thanks for coming on. Appreciate that.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it was fun.
Fun time.
Yeah, and if you're still watching, thank you again. Let us know what you think. If you've never listened to this album, and if you're an ABBA fan, go check it out. And if you're not an ABBA fan, go listen to ABBA, by the way. And go listen to this album too. And I was going to say, Mark, you said when you wanted to feel sad, you would listen to Mayonnaise or something like that. That's what you said. So I'm paraphrasing. When I want to feel sad, I just listen to ABBA. So that's what. That's what
good point. Yeah.
Especially slipping through my fingers. Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. King Kong song. Yeah. I listen to Slipping Through My Fingers, and I never.
Makes Mark sad. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What can I say?
I'll just say one of us is crying. We'll listen to one of those songs. But anyway, I'm looking forward, Jeff, to the ABBA album ranking. I think before we get to the non-ABBA album songs, I kind of want to do the album ranking because the albums are fresh in my mind. But anyway,
Jeff, do you have a favorite ABBA song off the top of your head?
Ooh, no, that's way too tough. Yeah, the first thing that came to mind when you said that, oddly enough, is a B-side Elaine. I don't know why that popped into my head right away.
I've actually never heard that song. I've never heard that song, actually. Yeah.
Love that song.
Wow, a favorite, and I've never heard it. Now I'm excited, Jeff. You got me.
The B-side to The Winner Takes It All, too. So,
Wow.
Oh, I like that.
Sounds nothing like it, but.
All right, now you got me excited because I didn't realize there wasn't I thought I had heard every song until you just mentioned it. I'm like, I don't think I've heard that song. So, okay.
It's a cool track.
All right. Well, you got me excited. And hopefully you're excited to go check out more Smashing Pumpkins, more ABBA, or more stuff on the channel. If you want to do that, it would really help the channel if you give us a subscription. Only about 5% of the viewers are subscribed, and these long episodes tend to not get a lot of views unless it's an ABBA episode for some reason. But that's because of the ABBA army out there, you know. But a lot of these episodes don't get it. So subscribing would help. Share, like, comment. You know the drill. And Jeff, Mark, and I are part of a free community. It's on the Discord platform. So if you want to come and hang out with a bunch of music nerds who love talking about music and sharing music with each other and whatever, other things you like to do on a Discord platform, you can join that. The link will be in the pinned comment, 100% free. All right. Well, until next time.
Peace, y'all.
See you later.